Hi people, how are you? Hope you're doing great. Today I'm going to review this one and I love this cover and I love the idea of Phoenix horses. I mean, it's amazing. It's like the Phoenix idea that we had all along, that fire bear that dies and reborns from the ashes. But here we are going to have these horses that every night they blow into fire and then they turn into ashes, and then using alchemy you can bring them back to life, and depending on the different ingredients that you use, you have one type of horse or another one. You can have armored horses, or you can have horses that just run very far, or you can have different kinds of horses, okay? And as you can say, the book is Ashlords by Reintgen, and I have to say that every time that I see his name, I know more or less what I'm going to expect. I'm going to expect a book that's going to make us think about different opportunities that people have depending on different things like class, power, riches, culture, and this is something that I love. I have to say that I enjoyed his Nixia trilogy a lot because it made me think about different characters and different possibilities these people had depending on backgrounds, as I say, or the power with money or placement or whatever. And here we are going to find more of this, and I have to say that as I say thousands of times, I love books that have representation, and I have to say that I love that he gives voice to people who are maybe on the fringe of society, or people who doesn't have the same resources that the other people have or whatever. And here we are going to find this society that's divided into three groups or whatever you want to call it. We have the Ashlords, and they have the power, they have the money, and they are like the lords of everyone. We are going to find the Longhands, and they were Ashlords, but they decided to break up from them. And we also have the Davidians, that were some people that came and they wanted to best the Ashlords, but they weren't able, so they were, I don't know how to say it. They were put apart, and they are some part of the society that's very abused. I'm going to be very vague about that because when you began the book, you have these three main characters. You have Imelda, that she is one of the Davidians. You have Pippa, she's one of the Ashlords, and you have Adrian, who is one of the Longhands. And when you began reading the book, you have very vague ideas of the society, on how the world building works, and you are going to keep on discovering how it works and how the classes go into this world where you are reading. So I'm not going to give you more information because then you won't be surprised in the book. But one of the things that I want to say is that for me, the world building was a bit lacking. I think that I was reading, and I will have liked that the author had given more space to explaining to me the different divisory lines between the three mind society cities or people, because when you finish the book, you know who the Ashlords are, you know who the Longhands are, and you know what the Davidians are. But I will have liked to have a bit more information about this. Also, I will have loved to have a bit more construction about the Phoenix horses and the alchemy and all of that, because sometimes it seemed like, okay, I throw this pinch here and this pinch here and it works and it does that. But I don't know, I will have loved a bit more information on that, probably because it's what really caught my attention in this book, because come on, Phoenix horses, it's amazing, and I will have liked more development into this kind of thing, but the book is great otherwise. As I say, you are going to find this multiple point of view with these three characters. One of the funny things is that when I began the book, I thought that I was going to be loving Imelda during all the book. Adrian was someone that I didn't particularly enjoy, and Pippa was like, by the end of the book, I was cheering for Pippa. Adrian was very interesting, and Imelda was, ooh. And it's not for anything they do, it's because when I kept reading, I began seeing sides of these characters that you cannot see at the beginning, and I love the arcs they have. And for me it was amazing because, as I say, I was combines of which characters I was going to be rooting for. So having it all changed, it was amazing because it was like, what? And yeah, I have to say that I love Pippa. At the beginning, it's very kind of weird when you read her point of view, because the other ones, it's like, I went there and I did that, and you know, and I see this, and I think that I can do. And when you read from Pippa's point of view, it's like, and you think, and you are sitting there, and at the beginning, it was very crazy that she was putting me in her place, like, you went and your parents say to you, and you know the expectations, and you know, but by the end of the book, I did love that she was putting me in her place in that way. I mean, it was amazing. As I have to say, the narrative is very fast, and there's lots of things going on, and it never drags. The only downside of this book, as I said, is that I will have loved to have a bit more world building about what's going on in the races, why the races are so important, and I will have loved, as I say, to have more information about the horses, about the resurrections, about how it came to be a thing. I know there is explained somewhere in the book, it's explained like in the beginning and during the book that the Phoenix horses were like a gift from the gods to the people of Ashlords, to the Ashlords, so they can fight in wars. But I would have loved to know more about the horses and about how, as I said before, how the alchemy works, and why everyone has the ability of resurrecting and doing things. And it seems like everyone can do that. It depends in the power and the money you have, because it's not something that it's in the hands of everyone. You need a lot of money just to get the alchemic components, and you need a lot of money to pay for riding a horse, and only the very rich can have one. So you begin to see that there is this line that divides the people with power and the people who doesn't have that much power. And there's a part in the book in which they select a Davidian character, that, you know, it's Imelda, to run in the races. And at the beginning, it seemed like the Ashlords give this opportunity to the Vidians, but as you keep on reading, you begin to realize that they are not fair giving the same chances, because the Ashlords, despite giving this kind of charity to the Vidians, are also setting like these boundaries, because the Ashlords that participate in the race have had more time to train, have had more time to bond with the horses, and you know, come from a position in which everything comes natural to them. And the Davidian has to run with a horse that's a hand-me-down, and they don't have this strong bond with the horse, and they come from a place where they don't have had the same time to train with the animals, because they have to work and do other things. So you can see that it's like a poison gift. They are giving you the chance, but you know that you're going to fail because you are not as prepared as them. So that makes you think about lots of things that you can find in the real world. And for me, this book, it's amazing in that way, that makes you think about different chances depending on where you come from society. And that for me was great. And if you like, it reminds me a bit of the Scorpio Races by Maggie Steve Butter, in the way that it seems like it's a book about people racing horses, but you have all this story behind it that you're going to keep on discovering while you are reading about these, as I say, these three straits of society, the Ashlords, the Longhans, and the Davidians, and you're going to keep on reading and knowing more about these different straits, and you're going to keep on learning more about why they are separated and what happened. And it's like the race, it's just an excuse for presenting this divided society and this idea of revolution, of war, of reclaiming what was lost. And also it makes you think about the cost of war, if it's worth it, the people who are going to die, and lots of things. And for me, that's amazing. And yeah, honestly, I have to say that for me the book dragged a bit toward the end, because I just wanted to know what was going on. But otherwise, I think once I finish it, it's like a solid 3.5, 4 stars for me over 5. And so you know that it's a duology. This is the first book, and the second one, I don't know when it comes out. The other day Scott just was clarifying that the second book is in the works, and it's a duology, and I need to know how it ends, because that ending left me like, because maybe it was something that you were thinking that could happen, but you know, I need to know how it all ends and how it all wraps, because as I say, when I began the book, I was ready to hate the Ashlords, ready to hate Pippa, but by the end of the book, I really love Pippa, and I love the art that she made. All the characters are so powerful and so well written, and they change, and they keep explaining to you why they are in the positions they are, and all the evolution they go through. That's amazing, and I have to say that I love all the characters in this book. So if you read the Nixia series and you like Scott, you're going to like this one. And if you haven't read the Nixia series but you like books about representation, about different classes, about power, about phoenix horses, alchemy, and representation, about, as I say, everything in the world that you can find in a book, just pick this one because you're going to love it. Thank you for watching. Bye.